driving in and reflecting on my conversation with my staff, my position is kind of hinges on this. If your soul and spirit is average, then that's kind of where you're going to land, in my opinion, with interacting with people. And maybe then you could plug into some business model that's McDonald's or high-speed front desk velocity or something that doesn't require anything more than average or the standard of care, which is a standard of acceptability. It's not a standard of excellence. But my position is that independent of the craft, the most important thing you can do is to develop your soul and your spiritual side and your loving nature and your communication and your kindness, and to allow enough time for people to get a handle on that, sometimes through their trust building experience with your staff. But that goodness is going to be a big part of what your staff's there for. So that's everything that I got in mind hinges off of that. Now, perhaps, with regular folks and something's broken, you tell them something with charisma or television and tell them this is your diagnosis. But if it's no heart and soul, I think you're going to get about the average acceptance rate, whatever that is. 1 in 3, 1 in 10, 2 in 10. If you're doing it in a minute or two of, hey, this is broken, would you ever do this? Okay. So we're kind of sidelines with I'm kind of sidelines with giving you answers and ways of interacting with people if it's not really hinging on heart, soul, communication, not sentences, more you're worried about it, and it's showing up in your recommendations. And you don't need much of that for a single unit. Something's broken, let's fix this. Another thing you're going to find is that something that's true in the world is that people's discussion of the 5 taboos, religion, money, health, whatever else they are, kind of tie into your self-esteem. So if your inner self-esteem is wounded, as the fee discussion goes up, that's going to start triggering self-esteem stuff, in my opinion. Now, if you got a business model or other people are doing the talking and just making it a thing, you need this, Dr. Farrl said this or that, that's not what I'm about helping you with. I'm for that group of people that would like to become kind of experts on communicating difficult things to talk about, expensive things to talk about. And the irony is, the skill isn't talking about the things, it's whether the person appreciates you and loves you and has enough resources to consider moving in your direction. Part of that has to do with if you're running this good stuff by people that just don't have the resources, it's not going to happen. So part of it is, how do you select and get the right people in front of you? And then once you do, how do you understand how they work, what they want. They're buying cars and houses and other things. And their understanding of dentistry is pretty primitive. It's kind of like open the hood. What do I understand about my engine? Not much. And you're not going to open the hood and start educating them about their engine. Although I did and wasted decades thinking that education was going to do it. But really what was happening, in my opinion, is that they were making a judgment inside of their confusion about whether they believed you or trusted you. When you left the room, they might have turned to your assistant who was making fractions. Well, basically, there's a thing that says most staff in dental offices can't afford the dentistry. Well, how can they endorse and say, yeah, I think it's a good idea for you to do this complicated dental procedure that costs more than I could make and more than I could do? Those kinds of things are going on. And if you think you could kind of figure out how to navigate that and trial and error, wing zing, flip, winging it kind of way, okay, that's what most people are doing. So the person that's prepared more has the communication advantage and the opportunity to move forward with that person better than the person who's winging it. And basically, I feel the degree to which you're a healer is the degree to which things go good. And the world takes care of people whose heart and soul is in the right spot and done the work.